An EMP, or electromagnetic pulse, is an invisible yet powerful surge of energy. It can be unleashed by natural events like solar flares or man-made events like a high-altitude nuclear detonation. This energy burst disrupts electronics over a vast area, from small gadgets to entire power grids. Imagine a silent wave sweeping across the land, instantly frying circuits and rendering our modern technology useless. This is the stark reality of a high-altitude EMP event. Cars stall, phones go dead, and the familiar hum of our electrical world falls silent. The impact of an EMP is not just limited to technology. It has the potential to cripple our interconnected society, disrupting essential services and throwing daily life into chaos. Understanding this threat is the first step towards preparing for its consequences. The most immediate effect of an EMP would be a widespread power outage. The electrical grid, reliant on sensitive transformers and control systems, would be severely disrupted, plunging homes, businesses, and critical infrastructure into darkness. Communication networks, heavily reliant on electronics, would also fall victim. Mobile phones, internet services, and radio broadcasts would cease, severing our ability to connect with the outside world and receive vital information. Transportation systems, from cars to trains to airplanes, would be crippled. Modern vehicles heavily rely on electronic components, and an EMP would render them inoperable, stranding travelers and disrupting supply chains. The sudden loss of these essential services would mark a stark departure from our modern way of life. It would be a stark reminder of how vulnerable we are to the disruption of our technological infrastructure. In the wake of an EMP, the initial shock would give way to widespread panic and confusion. The sudden disruption of daily life would leave people in a state of disbelief and fear, unsure of what to do next. The lack of information, coupled with the sudden loss of essential services, would create an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty. People would find themselves cut off from the world, unable to contact loved ones or access critical information. Rumors would spread quickly, further amplifying the chaos. In the absence of reliable information, misinformation and speculation would run rampant, causing even more confusion and fear. Supermarkets would be overwhelmed as people desperately try to stock up on essential supplies. The rush to gather food, water, and other necessities would lead to empty shelves and frantic crowds. Fuel shortages would become a critical issue as petrol stations rely on electricity to operate their pumps. Long queues would form, with people anxiously waiting to fill up their vehicles and generators. The breakdown of law and order is a very real possibility. As resources become scarce and tensions rise, the potential for conflict and violence increases. With emergency services stretched thin and communication systems down, maintaining order would be a significant challenge. First responders would struggle to coordinate their efforts and reach those in need. Acts of desperation, such as looting and violence, might become more common. In the face of uncertainty and fear, some individuals may resort to extreme measures to secure what they need. In such a scenario, it is crucial to remember that panic is contagious and unproductive. Staying calm and composed can help prevent the situation from escalating further. Keeping a cool head, relying on your preparedness, and supporting your community are essential for navigating these turbulent times. Working together and sharing resources can make a significant difference in overcoming the challenges posed by such a crisis. The first 72 hours after an EMP are critical. This is the window where your immediate actions can make a significant difference in your survival and well-being. During this time, securing access to basic necessities like water, food, and shelter should be your top priority. Water is paramount. Without it, survival becomes impossible in just a few days. Have at least a 3-day supply of bottled water per person. This means storing enough to cover drinking, cooking, and basic hygiene needs. Identify alternative sources, such as collecting rainwater or finding natural springs, and know how to purify water using methods like boiling or water filtration tablets. Food is equally important. Store a supply of non-perishable food items that require minimal to no cooking. These items should be easy to prepare and provide sufficient nutrition. Think canned goods, energy bars, nuts, and dried fruits. These foods are not only convenient, but also have a long shelf life. Consider learning basic food preservation techniques like pickling or drying to extend the shelf life of any available food. This knowledge can be invaluable in prolonging your food supply. If you are at home, ensure it is safe and secure. Reinforce doors and windows and set up any home security measures you have available. If you need to evacuate, have a predetermined location and a plan to get there. Make sure everyone in your household knows the plan and is ready to act quickly. A bug-out bag with essential supplies like warm clothing, first aid kit, and a map should always be ready. This bag should be easily accessible and packed with everything you might need for at least 72 hours. Section 5. The prepared family, having a plan and supplies ready. Surviving an EMP event hinges on preparedness. It's not just about having supplies, but also about having a well-thought-out plan that every family member understands and can follow. Having a plan and the necessary supplies can mean the difference between weathering the storm comfortably or facing dire consequences. A comprehensive plan ensures that everyone knows their role and responsibilities. A family disaster plan should include several key components to ensure everyone's safety and well-being. Communication plan: establish a meeting point and a method of communication in case family members are separated. This could be a landmark or a relative's house. Consider off-grid options like two-way radios. These devices can be crucial when traditional communication networks fail. Evacuation route: identify a safe location outside of urban areas and plan multiple routes to get there. This ensures you have alternatives if one path is blocked. Take into account potential roadblocks and fuel shortages. Always have a backup plan and ensure your vehicle is well maintained and fueled. Skill assessment: inventory the skills and knowledge within your family. Knowing who can do what can save precious time in an emergency. Basic first aid, fire starting, water purification, and even gardening can become invaluable. These skills can make a significant difference in your ability to survive and thrive. A well-stocked survival kit should include essential items to sustain your family for several days. Water: 1 gallon per person per day for drinking and sanitation. This is the minimum amount needed to stay hydrated and maintain hygiene. Food: a 3-day supply of non-perishable food items. Choose items that are easy to prepare and have a long shelf life. First aid: a comprehensive first aid kit with essential medications. This should include bandages, antiseptics, and any prescription medications your family needs. Tools: a multi-tool, knife, duct tape, rope, and a whistle are invaluable. These items can help you repair, build, and signal for help. Light and communication: torches, a hand-crank weather radio, and extra batteries. These will keep you informed and able to see in the dark. While individual preparedness is crucial, community cooperation is equally important for long-term survival. An EMP event will impact everyone, and working together can significantly increase the chances of recovery. Share resources and knowledge with your neighbors. Establish a community watch program to deter looting and maintain security. Pooling resources like food, water, and skills can make a significant difference. Remember, in the aftermath of a disaster, your community becomes your lifeline. Building strong relationships with your neighbors beforehand can foster trust and cooperation when it matters most. While the first 72 hours are critical, the challenges posed by an EMP event extend far beyond this initial period. Rebuilding infrastructure and restoring normalcy will be a long and arduous process. Food security will be an ongoing concern. With supply chains disrupted, learning to grow your own food and raise livestock will become essential for long-term sustenance. Medical care will be limited. Having a well-stocked first aid kit and knowing basic first aid and sanitation practices will be crucial for dealing with injuries and illnesses. The key to long-term survival lies in adaptability, resourcefulness, and resilience. Embrace traditional skills, foster self-sufficiency, and work together as a community to rebuild a sustainable way of life. The risks of being unprepared for an EMP event are significant. Without access to food, water, and shelter, survival becomes a daily struggle. The breakdown of law and order can lead to a surge in crime and violence, making the world a dangerous place. Those reliant on regular medication or medical attention face a particularly vulnerable situation. Without access to healthcare, their health could deteriorate rapidly. Ignoring the possibility of an EMP event is akin to playing a dangerous game of chance with your life. The consequences of inaction far outweigh the effort required for preparedness. An EMP event, though a daunting prospect, is not an insurmountable challenge. By understanding the risks, preparing for the aftermath, and fostering a spirit of community cooperation, we can significantly increase our chances of not just surviving, but thriving. Start by building your emergency kit, developing a family disaster plan, and learning essential survival skills. Remember, preparedness is not about living in fear, but about gaining peace of mind and the confidence to face whatever the future may hold. The time to prepare is now, before the lights go out. Be ready, stay calm, and together we can overcome any challenge.